Hey everybody, welcome to the show. My name is Bethany. I've been wanting to create a heritage album for a really long time, but it's a little overwhelming. There's so many pictures to scan and documents to find and research to do. So in the meantime, I don't have anything to sit down, look out with my family, look at those old pictures and talk about the things that happened way back when. I found this great kit that helped me create my heritage tag album in a single day. So the first thing I want to show you is the actual kit that I used for my project. It's by a company called It Takes Two, and there's lots of pieces, 40 pieces in this kit. It's great. There are some vellum poetry stickers, all about families. There's some beautiful rub-ons and different themes. There's floral, there's print vellums. We have some really pretty text and floral pattern papers. And we also have some great cardstock in neutral and bright colors. Now I want to show you the project we're actually going to be working on, which is my little tag album. And you can see here that I really wanted to incorporate a lot of the items in this kit. So I used vellums. On the inside I used cardstock and those beautiful text papers, floral pattern papers as well. These are the 2 pages we're going to be making, but first I have to teach you how to make the book. So the first step in making the book is actually making the tags. I have this large manila, it's just a regular office tag, and I'm going to trace it onto some of the cardstock that comes in your kit. This is actually the light chocolate malt color. It's a nice neutral base for your book. So you can see right there how I've done just this basic little sketch outline of a tag. And you can imagine how many tags you can get out of just one sheet of cardstock. So I used that office tag to trace onto all of different papers. We have the cardstock, we have the text pattern papers, we have floral papers, we have vellums as well. I especially really liked this one because I just liked this signpost that says Our Family Tree, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have that kind of as a running thread throughout the book to make a peekaboo effect. So I created a template that's going to help me put my peekaboo hole through all of the tags. So I'm going to set this aside. This is actually the page we're going to be working on. Now keep in mind when you're figuring out your tags, do you need these to be masculine papers? Are they feminine papers? What event is going on this page? This is the page from when my parents got married, so I wanted it to look floral and pretty and happy and wedding-ish. So the first thing we're going to do to these papers, I wanted to add some dimension without adding a lot of bulk, and so I'm going to stamp this beautiful ornate rose branch stamp image. This is from Impress Rubber Stamps. I picked this because I thought it had an heirloom feel to it and it went along with the theme and the mood of my project. They have beautiful stamps on their website. Now I'm going to be using solvent ink because I'm actually stamping onto cardstock and onto vellum. And solvent ink dries really well on vellum. There you can see I have a beautiful stamped image. Just going to make sure my stamp has plenty of ink on it again. I'm going to stamp a little bit more at the top. So now I'm ready to add some more dimension, and for that I thought it would be fun to use this vellum poetry sticker from the kit. The neat thing about this is the owner of It Takes Two, Kimberly Reinhardt, she actually wrote this poem. She's been writing for the greeting card industry for 25 years, and so she has some really fun sentiments that you can put on your projects. Just peel it off. These have a really nice matte finish, and I'm really using it almost like vellum or a transparency. I'm just going to apply it right on top of the tag. Now I'm going to adhere a picture of my parents. And now, don't worry about things hanging off because all we have to do is just trim off with some scissors. Just flip it over and trim. And there you can see I've trimmed it off. Make sure you don't use your precious heirloom photos unless you've scanned them first. Now we're ready to put on one of my favorite elements, which are these rub-ons. Now you wouldn't normally think heritage rub-ons when you look at this page. But the wonderful thing, the beauty of rub-ons is that you can choose an individual word, individual phrase. You can choose a little graphic to put on your card if it matches the mood and the theme. I love this word happiness because a wedding is a happy time. These are wonderful rub-ons. They're nice and thick. They go on really well. So just place it where you want to and rub on using the included popsicle stick. You can tell when a rub-on has rubbed on because it kind of turns a different color through the plastic, and then it just comes right off and your word is still there. Now, one of my favorite elements, these stickers right here are the Timeless Moments sticker line. These are also available from It Takes Two. These are really fun. People can read and see what movie was popular back then or what song was on the radio back then. And so it's really neat to bring this into your album. I wanted to use the main date, 1969, and I also really liked this box with the U.S. statistics, has interesting information. And so using some beautiful vellums from that kit, I'm just going to peel off the backing and place it on part of the vellum. It's not too bright because we want to be able to read our sticker. Just place those on an area that you think would show some pretty color through that sticker. I have some here that I've already cut out, and I'm just going to adhere the 1969 on one side of my tag, and that way you can kind of see the picture peeking through. On this tag, I have another picture of my parents standing proudly, and I've matted this on some of the light chocolate malt cardstock. I'm going to just place it right there. I'm not going to adhere it yet. And here's the U.S. statistics sticker, and I'm going to put it behind the photo. So now we're ready to use the tag template that I showed you earlier. Make sure you have it in the right direction. Just place it on and hold it firmly. Now just take your circle punch, and then line up your circle, press down. Keep this circle, okay? Now we have to punch out our little hole. So just using just a regular 1/4 inch hole punch, punch that out. Just going to apply some regular office reinforcements on top of that. And here you can see that I've put my 2 pages together. Make sure you keep those circles because we're going to be using them in a second. Now when you turn the page, we're going to be working on the next event in my family, which was my sister's birth. You know how I like to incorporate the same elements throughout my projects. So there's the year, and there's the cute little picture of my sister. And since I used vellum on this page, you can see the rose stamp from Impress Rubber Stamps peeking through. Isn't that cool? Now we're ready to thread this on to this binder clip. So now that we've finished putting those on, we're ready to work on our cover. We're actually making a pocket tag. To do that, it's really simple. Just make a double length tag and fold it in half. Here's one that I've also added some vellum to the front from the kit, and I also use the same technique with the vellum poetry sticker on the inside. Now when it's closed, you can't tell there's a vellum poetry sticker there, so we're going to just use some decorative edge scissors and cut straight across. Now we're ready to staple the sides, and now I'm going to use the same tag template from before. Make sure it's right side up, the same techniques. Make sure you punch the little hole so it can thread onto your notebook clip. And add a reinforcement. Here is one that I wanted to include a little bit of color. So you can see here that I've punched and I threaded on some blue ribbon and tied a little knot. I wanted to bring in the blue color, this beautiful vellum. So you might be wondering, why did I create a pocket? What's going to go inside the pocket? Well, you remember those circles I had you save earlier? Here's one right here. Those actually became these fun little tags. I have a circle right here, matted another one of the events. This is a movie event. And then that's ready to slide inside for people to pull out, reminisce about what happened. Like for instance this one, in 1975, laser printers came out and home videotape systems. That's just a fun little fact to talk with about your kids and just have fun, make this interactive. Now let's take a look at some of the other things you can make with this kit. This is a great altered box. It includes lots of those fun papers from the kit. This is a birthday place card. I actually thought, wouldn't this be great for a reunion or for a school reunion, anniversary? This is a wonderful page. If you don't have pictures of your family or of your ancestors, this has little windows on it, like this great-grandfather right here. They included a fact on the front. He was the youngest of 18 children, so this is a really fun, great page. I want to show you one more thing about the project I made. I wanted to include, for genealogy purposes, the names, dates, and birthplaces of all of these people. I put all of that information on these little ID tags and tied them onto this notebook ringing in the center. This is a wonderful perpetual project. If your family grows, add to this end. So if you're sitting down with your kids and they say, well, what about great-great-great-grandpa? Then you can add to the beginning and keep adding as your time allows. It's really ongoing. I want to thank my mom for this project. She really helped me scan all those photos, and I really had a blast from the past with this project. See you next time.
For step-by-step instructions on how to create this week's project, download the design guide featuring special make-it-your-own bonus tips.